Yeah, I made an inescapable prison. Whether it's truly inescapable, we won't know yet, but just why not, I guess. And the biggest flaw in the prison has to be that, well, I haven't decorated it. I'm going to be playing as the prisoner just before they're captured. And yeah, I'm on a single player world. So, because I just couldn't be bothered to set up a server, so I'll just be playing as both the prisoner and the guard. Okay. You enter through this portal and then exit through the same portal. Now you're in the prison. And I immediately get mining fatigue. The guard will ask you to put all your items in this barrel. And then set your spawn in this bed. Then the guard will open this door for you to walk in. And then they'll close it again. Then fireworks will come down from there and kill you. And by the way, I have tested it. They do kill you. They do. Then you'll respawn in this hallway. Then you'll respawn in this hallway. Here you walk over to the other side. There's a guard with you. But wait, how does a guard get in here? Well, there's a guard here. And then you go on this ladder and glitch through. There. You got the point. Anyway, you get it. There's a guard with you. The guard can control this room using pumpkin pie on these composters. For example, they can open and close the bed. But for now, we set our spawn here. The guard will then flip that lever, which frees up this spawning point here. And then they drop you down. While you're in these cobwebs, then the guards will inspect any dropped items. Like opening both these doors. And inspecting. Anyway, back to the prisoner. And he dies. Here he respawns here, where he dies yet again. Then he falls into the you suck corridor. Not corridor. The guard will make you go through this kill check as many times as he deems necessary. But once all's good, the guard will flick this lever, closing this respawn point, and the guard here will open this respawn point. Then once the prisoner dies again, then he respawns back here. Then the guard will open up this and he'll swim upwards. Here there's a chest full of music discs. You need to take a full inventory of them to show the guards, but not now, later. Then the guard will use pumpkin pie to fly across. And pumpkin pie to fly it back. But this time, you're here, and the guard is still with you. You swim down this tunnel. And here, you have to prove that you have an empty inventory by filling this large chest with 4 rows of music discs. I've already done this, so there. Then you need to sleep in this bed and get killed. This is the 4th kill check. I don't know if you've been keeping count. There's more to come. Then you continue walking this way. The guard will make you go this way. And then you are given an ender pearl. To throw in here. This is what's called an ender pearl stasis chamber. Whenever the guards want, they can press a button in one of their control rooms, and it'll flip this trapdoor down, teleporting you here and closing all of these trapdoors, so you're stuck here. But if you're a visitor, you'll get an ender pearl and throw it in here. Here, the guards can teleport you out of the cell whenever they want. Then you continue to walk this way. And this way. And this way. The reason that it keeps going up and down is that it takes a while to swim up magma chambers to hopefully slow the prisoner down. And you can't swim down the soul sand chambers, the soul sand bubble elevators. So it kind of just makes it one way. Then you stand on this 2-player, 1-player, 3-player, I don't know, door, but basically it just detects how many players are on it. If one's on it, it does nothing. If 2 is on it, then it opens. But if 3 is on it, then both close. Right now only 2 is on it, so. And that door is to make sure that there are no invisible players. You need both the prisoner and the guard to move forward. And if there's a third player, then no one can move forward until the third player is found. Then you drop down here and swim into this tunnel. You set your spawn in the bed. There's a zombie there, so you can't sleep in it, I guess. And then the guard will kill you manually. And then you respawn in the cell. The cell is, well, predictable. It's regenerating cobblestone walls with a layer of glowlation because it just looked too plain without the glowlation. And yeah, and I know everyone's gonna be like, but wait, can't you just get shears in to harvest the glowlation? Then they can just get glowlation. I mean, how would it be useful for escape? But they'll get an item. But if they can get shears in, why can't they just get glowlation in? Isn't even shears that pick up glowlation? I have no idea. Guards live in this room here. This is their storage room, and if ever they want to get, well, stuff, they walk through here. Now I'm in good stuff, and you'll notice that everything has a curse of vanishing. That's so if the prisoner somehow kills the guard, they won't get any of the guard's gear. The guard hallways have dolphins in the walls, so they swim faster. The guards also have riptide tridents, so that they can move even faster. Can't really see it, but there's a dolphin in the wall next to one of the guard hallways. The guards have soul speed and death strider, and a riptide trident, and there's dolphins in the walls. So they can move at fast speeds. There are 10 guards. So, there's 5 in each side of the world. So there's always going to be some that aren't sleeping. There's 1 or 2 guards online at all times. They each have half-an-hour shifts looking at the prisoner through their guard observation room. Here. They can step in this composter and look at the prisoner here. And they can just get out by using pumpkin pie again. It works by just compressing them into the composter, which puts them in crawl position. And once they're in crawl position, then technically their head is outside of the composter, so they can see through the wall. All the guards have all the online guards have many different windows on many different social media platforms up. In case the prisoner does something, they can send all those messages at once. All the messages read, "Help, the prisoner is escaping," and hopefully all the guards in the current time zone will get the messages. The guards have supplies of nearly everything you could need, and some things that maybe you don't need. They also have personal chests. If you're wondering what I meant by everything you can need and everything you won't need, look, so many totems, something you'll need. But would you really need this many sticky pistons? Or this many glow item frames? Or this many minecarts? I mean, they have the ingredients to build one of those composter things, just like on the spot. But, yeah. And they have honey blocks in case they need to repair the flying machine. They have enchanting tables. They have chorus fruit, even though there's nowhere to chorus fruit. They have a lot of pumpkin pie. And 3 double chests and a half worth of ender pearls. They also have all of this gear and many different types of arrows. There's all these different personal chests. These are in time zone 2, and these are the ones in... Where's the time zone going? There. And these are the ones in time zone 1. Time zone 2... doesn't really matter. What just happened there? Doesn't really matter. Anyway, the guard room has all these different controls. There's this one to open the visitor kill door, which is for in case a visitor wants to exit the prison. Like, I'm not sure why everything's so zoomed out right now, but this is the visitor kill door. If the guard flips that switch, then it'll open, and the visitor will enter this chamber, where they can put all their items in, all their, I don't know, just stuff in an ender chest. They set their spawn in a bed, and then die in the lava, but this bed can't respawn you anywhere, as it's only a valid spawn point requires you to be crouching to respawn, and so only if you're crouching while dying when you respawn here. And since the visitor probably wants to exit the prison, then, well, they'll probably not crouch. There are controls for all of the portals. For example, see this portal right here? It's on right now. Well, if the guards flip this switch, then it's off. And now, if I flip it again, on. There's also the same with the outer portal, and they can toggle the conduit inside. The guard portal can't be toggled like that. They just have a flint and steel, and there. Now they can turn their portal on and turn it off again. Guys, there's no room for actual redstone. Like, actually do redstone. There's no room. There's all... yeah. Anyway, now we progress to lockdowns. Lockdowns close everything. They turn off both portals, and they ring an annoying alarm sound. They also close many of the trapdoors in the prison. And they teleport all guards, 4 of the 5 guards, to this room here. And these are their Enderpearl stasis chambers. And whenever a lockdown's called, all of these go down, and all the guards are teleported. There. And all the guards are teleported to the room. However, one of the guards is teleported to the prisoner watch chamber. The prisoner watch chamber is, well, this place I talked about before. Lockdowns can also be triggered in here using this button, except the difference is this button can't turn them off, it can only turn them on. But this button also teleports the prisoner to his Enderpearl stasis chamber that we set, remember? And when a lockdown's called, if I can get out of here, and when a lockdown's called, all of these trapdoors close, and all these ones too. So it's hard to get out. The guards also have a switch here, which can toggle if lockdowns turn off the conduit. For example, you could just outright toggle the conduit here, but since it's a lockdown, and this switch is pressed, then the conduit's toggled. But now the conduit's back on, but now it's off again. But I want to keep it on. The only way to end the lockdown is to press that button. And lockdowns can also be triggered automatically too, in 2 different ways. I could have done more, but in 2 different ways. If this chest is broken, or if the prisoner bed is broken or slept in, as remember, it can't be slept in. This prison was built with 2 things in mind. You can't escape the cell without items, and you can't get items into the cell, because there's no way to throw items in. You'll notice that the bed is far away from the cell. The bed is all the way down here. That's because if you look at the only valid respawn point, there's a shulker. And this shulker, the game tries to spawn you on top of the shulker, but that would be spawning you in a block. So it spawns you in the next valid spawn point, which is here. This makes it so you can't just throw items into the corner of the bed and pick them up when you enter the cell. And there's no way to get items in otherwise. The only way you can get items in the cell is if the guard gives it to you manually by Enderpearl glitching into the cell and giving you the items. Then once he wants to be teleported out, he can just, there's an Enderpearl stasis chamber here for another guard to trigger. This is simple redstone, so yeah. And really, that's most of the details covered. There's only a few that I'll just add in the next section, just in case you want to try and escape this and want to know everything about it. Okay, so I'm going to try and get a lot of items off the list really quickly for the details. There are 3 trap portals here, with kind of 3D checker pattern of lava and netherite. The guards' beds are heavily protected here. It's impossible to course through anywhere, as all the redstone lines are as small as they can possibly be, and a lot of the rooms have water in them. The entire thing is witherproof, so don't even try. Guards can enter a lot of the places in the prison just by glitching through the bottom using that glitch that I showed you earlier and failed. I'll try and not fail this time, because this time I did it only throwing 2 enderpearls, so I didn't die. If somehow you manage to get items in and block off the spawn point for the bed, then you'll just respawn in here, where a guard can visit you at any time. Another guard can break these blocks, and then the guard visiting you will kill you. If somehow you block off these 2 blocks, then you'll just respawn here. If somehow you block off these ones, you'll just respawn here. If somehow you block off these ones, you'll just respawn here. The walls are a mix of water and lava. It's impossible to use that ender pearl glitch that I showed you before to exit the cell, as there are ladders. As there is an ender pearl glitch proof barrier it should probably work, but as there is an ender pearl glitch proof barrier complete with lava and empty spaces and blocks with like UIs, so you can't glitch, you just open them. There's daylight detectors, so you can't glitch, and you just do that. So you have to press shift, which will bring you down further. And yeah, it's impossible to ender pearl glitch out of the cell. It's also impossible to ender pearl glitch inside the prison, as there's a layer of lava, a layer of water, and 2 layers of looms, UI blocks. I think that's enough items off the list. But you can escape this one, Mithridac.